Okay, YouTube, so Paul Bates here, and I'm doing one of my WW3 series here, and we're coming from the front lines, baby. This war is full on like Donkey Kong. There ain't no pulling back now, baby. It's over. COVID-19, that is worse than any nuclear fucking bomb that was ever produced, ever dropped, anything. This thing's gonna make anything look like a Girl Scout camp. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's horrible. It's not, there's nothing funny about what's going on. But, dude, to survive this war, you know, you see these extremists that say, hey, we should have had a camp, we should have the house. There's a lot of people in this war that won't even affect. That's the crazy part. These third world countries that don't have anything, you know, the goat herder that lives in the desert and lives in a tent, he doesn't even know what's happening here. But when you're living in you know, the United States of America, and our house values dropped in half, the stock market, it's going to tumble probably 2/3, I would say. At the hype it was 29, it'll be back under 10 here. My prediction on that will be it'll come fairly quickly. It'll be swift and quick, because it's not that it's even panic. It's just so inflated. It's so inflated with debt. And you need to get that debt out of the economy, and the only way to do that is let it all go bankrupt. All of it, the U.S. government, everything that we knew 2 weeks ago, it's a different book now. Take your playbook and just throw it in the fucking trash. All the rules just changed. It's that dramatic, and it's going to happen that fast. I mean, everything you used to know, everything that you've been taught for years and years and years, it's done, man. Throw that fucking playbook away. It's old thinking. It's old school. Get the fuck out of your mind, that type of thinking. I'm telling you guys right now. And those of us that can look forward, can see what's happening here, can see the housing market, I mean, it is going to drop to, we're going to be lucky if a $500,000 house is worth $250,000 24 months from now. I don't predict that it will be. I think it's even going to go faster than that, but that's a pretty fair projection. I mean, they might be able to pump it up. The government might be able to do some pumping here and keep some money rolling into the economy, you know, and just pump. But it's pretty much over, man. This is it. This is the collapse of the dollars, the collapse of the government as we know it. And is Donald Trump doing anything wrong? I mean, is he doing it right? Who knows, man? It's complicated. It's very, very complicated world right now. But it doesn't have to be. In the end, greed and everything that we stand up for, it's imploding right before our eyes. And this is going to be the biggest fight of most of our lives. There won't be a bigger one in our lifetime. Probably not in my lifetime. I've said this before, you take 9/11 and 2008, you bundle them together and magnify it by 100, and that's where we're at today. That could be 1,000 here by the end of next week. We're going to see unemployment go up to, you know, 50, 60, maybe even 70, 80% in the U.S. I mean, you think about that number, man, that is just outrageous. Not people not making money. I mean, and then how many trillions and trillions can the government pump in here? Can they pump it in fast enough? And if they do, now that we're 50 trillion, we're $100 trillion, or not to 100 trillion, we'll probably go to, you know, somewhere, we're 23 trillion right now, we'll probably go somewhere to 30, 35 trillion maybe by the time it's over, maybe 40 trillion. How do you pay the interest? You don't. You can't. That's the problem. So, and that's a problem with a lot of these companies. I talk about it in my Broken 50. If you are in debt right now and you're over leveraged, you're done. I mean, it's that simple. But you won't even get the chance to make some of the decisions that are coming your way. They're already going to be made for you, because right now it's going to be all about survival. What am I going to do this week? I'm going to eat. That's what I'm going to do. So the first thing you're going to do is buy food. And a lot of people are buying toilet paper. You don't really need it. I mean, just go jump in the shower. I mean, they're not going to shut our water off. They're not going to shut our power off. They're not going to take your house. That's the good news. I mean, that's not going to happen. And you need to write it out as long as you can. Just be in there and make smart decisions with your money. And if you do, you're going to walk away from this thing probably in better financial shape than you are now. And it's going to hurt here in the beginning, but in the end, I think it'll be a nice big cleansing, and we'll see, you know, we'll see what happens. Anyway, Paul Bates, WW3, talking to you from the front lines here, and it's ugly. It is extremely, extremely ugly. When we were 100 employees, now this week we're 20 employees. Next week, I don't even know what's going to happen. I mean, any day now I could go. So we'll see what happens. I'm walking into this war. I've got a little bit of assets. I've got some stuff sitting on the sidelines. I'm ready to start fighting and throwing some punches out there. But we'll see what happens, you know. And maybe just all survival. Maybe I may have just enough cash to get through this thing and survive it. But we'll see. Anyway, Paul Bates, watch, like, subscribe. A lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about you're not going to want to hear. But in the end, it's reality. Anyway, Paul Bates, peace out. Thank you guys. Bye.